Ready for Revolution and greetings. I'm your brother and friend, Brother Eric Trey Muhammad, and welcoming you to another edition of It's All About the Dream. And this is presented to us by From Wish to Winning Coaching Club, LLC. And my goal and responsibility to you this afternoon is just to simply share some notes, some insights into this valley, this journey, this destination known as success. Success, folks, is a journey, and that's what I really want to speak to you about. And while failure is not anything more than a part of the path to success, okay? Now, in order to understand that, we're going to break some things down, not a lot, but just to give us a basic understanding of how they go hand in hand, but the journey cannot happen without challenges. Okay. On Thursday of the upcoming week, June 25th at 5 p.m., on our Believers Huddle platform, that's Zoom meeting ID 924-548-6042 with the passcode all lowercase, let's go. From Wish to Winning Coaching Club offers the open house. We do an open house once a month to show the benefit of accomplishment. What we do with our studies, what we do with our focus, what we do with our intention. In fact, the theme we theme it out with helping us understand that you can make your annual income every month. So if you're making $50,000 a year, it's only because you don't know how to make it $50,000 a week. It's just really that simple. And we show you the practicality of it and how you can take some steps. So this coming Thursday, June 25th, 5 p.m. Eastern, on the Believers Huddle platform. The Zoom meeting ID is on the screen along with the passcode. Now, let's dive into this. Success is not a journey, as I mentioned. Success is a journey, rather, not a destination. Success is a continuous process of growth, folks. It's learning, adaptation, and perseverance. In fact, my mentor for life, Dr. Tyrone Best, who this series is named after a phrase he coined about it all being about the dream. He said, the future belongs to those who have the ability to um, learn, adjust, and adapt. You know, that's the future, folks. And truthfully, if you just look at life in and of itself, it's about constant change. That's the only thing that's consistent. It's change, right? You look at society, you look at demographics, you look at of ages. We had the prehistoric phase and age. We had a fire age. We had a industrial age. Prior to industrial age, we had an ice age. Well, today we're in an age of platforms and automation. Today we're in a cyber age, okay? And your and my ability to learn, adjust, and adapt is highly necessary in order to maintain relevance to hold on to this wonderful thing called life. Success is a journey, not a destination. It's like imagine being on a highway and you see Atlanta 15 miles, or New York 190 miles, or Washington D.C. 250 miles. You know, whatever the destination is, you see these signs. Seeing the signs does not mean you arrive. Seeing the signs, that means you're on the course, the goal. You're in pursuit. There's a myth to overnight success. I've had great success in my life. I've also had great challenges in my life. I've also had fails in my life. That's the only way I can know the difference between the two. I don't know success without knowing failure. I don't know success without knowing pitfalls. I remember Brother Les Brown sharing with many of us. He said, if you fall, try to fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. It's all a part of the journey. The myth of an overnight success, that means you come into the realization of someone who it took him or her 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years before they arrived, before they hit that moment. Behind every success story are years of effort, setbacks, and sacrifices. That's why comparison is not always a great thing. Not when you're looking to develop yourself. You look at the works of others and marvel at others possibly, but it's only designed to show you what you can do. And if you pick up on the examples of those lives, it makes a difference. Now, there's a gentleman named Earl Nightingale, considered the dean of personal development. And Earl Nightingale said he defines success as the realization of a progressive idea. Okay. In my coming along, I define success as the study of the obvious. So if I ever wanted a thing, I would have to be in front of that one who has accomplished that thing. And then I study them to the extent where it's no longer a help to me, or I've arrived and now it's time to go to the next plateau. When I first met Dr. Tyrone Best, when I first met that man, I asked him, how did he do it? Here he was, a multimillionaire, his wife a multimillionaire, his two sons multimillionaires, and he established a future that people can live on for their lives and their children's lives. I wanted to know how he did it. I didn't want his autograph, though I got it. I didn't want his autograph. I didn't want pictures, though I did get them. I wanted to know how he did it. And he has established in my life the understanding that it's all about the dream. He said to me once that I don't know why I'm saying this to you. Matter of fact, our very first meeting. He said, I don't know why I'm saying this to you, but any man can count the amount of seeds in an apple, but only God can count the amount of apples in a seed. Later on, I would learn where that uh, quote or understanding came from, but he said it again in our very first meeting to me. I didn't know why he said it either. All I know is it was something I did not know, realize, and all I knew was that I wanted to get on the path to be where he was. Behind every success story are years of effort, setbacks, and sacrifice. And until you get on a journey where it allows you to create evaluated experiences, you don't know that. Now, what you must understand is that failure is not the enemy. Failure is not the enemy, folks. Failure provides feedback, education, experience, and growth, and is necessary. Without it, you don't have the education behind patience, discipline, adaptability, and problem solving. Every success story includes failure. You've heard of Thomas Edison? 10,000 attempts to create light in a bulb. And it was the 10,001st that did it for him. How about Walt Disney? All of you see these theme parks around the country and stores and stations, television stations that bear the Disney name. But he was long gone before it became manifestation to any of us, but he already saw it long before he passed away. What does that tell you? It tells you that if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. It can be realized. Colonel Sanders was in his mid 60s before he became a millionaire, multimillionaire with Kentucky Fried Chicken. Carried his recipe to hundreds of stores for decades before realizing that break. Michael Jordan is listed here, the sports figure who was cut from his high school basketball team. And all kind of discouragement was set out in front of him. But he had a dream. And every one of these persons experienced major setbacks. I can cite Oprah Winfrey. I can cite so many more. The point of the matter is every success story includes failure. And the difference between winners and quitters is the fact that winners persist and learn. Quitters stop too soon. I want you to go and get the book, Acre of Diamonds, and read that little short story and learn what happened when a gentleman quit on his uh, goals to find that he was only later on to find he was only 3 feet away from striking rich again, or something even as novel as an elementary. Well, remember the story, The Engine That Wish It Could. Just read these things. Everything has a story, and that story always includes the failures, the challenges, the obstacles. It's all about the dream, but it's all about the pursuit of that dream. Now, I wanted to share another element with you: temporary defeat versus permanent failure. Folks, setbacks are temporary, but I can guarantee you quitting will make any failure permanent. See, as long as you don't quit, you can't lose. Yes, we hear phrases like "we live and we learn," you know, sorry, we win and we lose rather. No, we win and we learn. See, what we should do each and every day, believe it or not, is to look at the road, not from the vantage point of where I am and where I want to go, but where I am and how far I've come. That's what I'm challenging you to do. Look at where you are and how far you have come. And everything in between those 2 points, make note of where you are from and how far you've come and the lessons learned all in between. Dr. Best taught me to stand in front of a mirror before I go to bed each night and ask myself in the mirror, if everyone did for their business what I did for my business, what would my business look like? Because it's about relationships, right? It's about building one with each other. It's about adding value to the lives of each other. That's what validates relationships. Whether it's business, whether it's family, whether it's health, whether it's wealth, everything requires a relationship. That's the foundation to it all. If everyone did today what you did in your business, if everyone on your team did today what you did for your business, what would your business look like? See, because when you help others get what they want, it's reciprocal by law. You will get what you want. Now, the law of persistence is something that we rarely speak of voice, but here is the ingredients: dream plus action plus persistence will equal the achievement you seek. That dream, it's a part of the greatest element of our minds known as imagination. Imagination is the preview of life's coming attractions. So when you dream, you have to position yourselves with intention, with purpose, and take action against that dream. And let no one ever, at any time, anywhere, any place, steal your dream and your ability to dream. So taking action is required. What kind of action? Doing. I've coined the phrase by God's grace, and I'm here to tell you, only doing gets it done, right? So you can dream on a thing. It's not everybody's dream, it's yours. You're not in a, it's not a personality contest, and you're not looking on everyone's opinion about your dream. What other people think about me and my dreams is none of my business. And that's the attitude you have to have with yours. A good attitude, but one that creates a tree that is unshakable. And how's that happen? See, you can't start out being great, but you can't get great until you get started. So it's a matter of just doing. Just take action. Take the action and be consistent with your action. Persistence within your actions will produce achievement. It will happen. What others think about you should be none of your business. In the next discussion we have with each other, I'm going to speak to you out of the science of getting rich from Dr. Waddles. And in that science, the application of it, there were 3 chapters that Mr. Bob Proctor and Mr. Earl Nightingale came together on and decided this was the base by which that book needed to be taught from Wallace Waddles, right? They came together over 60 years ago to talk about a book that's 100 years old. And they decided on chapters 4, 7, I'm sorry, 4, 14, and 7. And you're going to hear us elaborate on that a little bit because it requires realization, it requires gratitude, and it requires understanding the law of increase. We'll talk about those things, but on the 25th of this month, you're going to see what it is to have those things working for you live in action. So the law of persistence, dream plus action plus persistence equals achievement. Many people quit just before their breakthrough. You want to get out of this valley of discouragement. How does this happen? It happens from not having a healthy respect of self. Many of us have such a low estimation of ourselves, we think that achievement is not for us. We think that success is not for us, but we were born successfully. We raced against all the sperm to meet the ovum to create the egg that created us as the life. We were born successfully, so we've always had the roadmap to achieve. Success is a marathon, folks. It's not a sprint. It's the most boring, mundane, disciplined, required measure that anyone can take. Now, what do you do when you fail? You get up, accept the responsibility, learn, adjust, act again, and refuse to quit. The power of one more attempt only means that you're only one step away from what you seek. Just give it one more. Just give it one more. One more call, one more meeting, one more effort can change everything in the life of an individual. The success journey formula is really clear. We dream, we decide, and we act. We fail, we learn, then we improve. We improve, we persist, we have no choice but to succeed, folks. Failure is part of success, persistence wins. This is a success principle to remember. And refusing to quit, keep moving forward no matter the obstacles. Matter of fact, I don't even like the word obstacle. Obstacles should be substituted for challenges. Nobody wants to face an obstacle. Everyone's willing to jump a hurdle. Everyone's willing to face a challenge. Everyone's willing to be better, do better, get better, and whatever the endeavor is as a challenge. The obstacle, nah, no. That's a paradigm that only encourages habitual behavior, puts us in a comfort zone where we just stay where we are and stay stuck and just quit. Now, I talked to you about Thomas Edison as an example of those who have succeeded and the failures they've come through. He had a quote. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. That's a heck of a realization, folks. That's a heck of a realization. Now, we'll be back here next Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, on the Wealth Minister YouTube channel. I want you to take time to go through the channel. More importantly, to me anyway, I would like for you to subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share it out, and pay attention to those things that we've committed to, which is to provide options for individuals of multiple sources of income. Now, again, next Thursday, June 25th, 5 p.m. Eastern, United States time zone, the Zoom meeting ID is on the screen along with the passcode. From Wish to Winning, that's the open house that we'll be conducting. And we're going to share with you how you can make an annual income every month. I do want to thank you for your time and attention. I'm prayerful that you found something worthy of this time that we've encountered with each other. And I hope to see each and every one of us on the other side of money. God bless, family. Forward.